get right to our breaking news in Turkey. Gunfire and two explosions at Istanbul's Ataturk airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Government officials report 28 people dead and at least 60 others injured. CCTV's Mihal Bardavid joins us from Istanbul. Mihal, bring us up to date. What is the latest?
Yes, Elaine, I'm at the airport right now. All the roads are closed. They're not allowing anyone to go in or outside. They've canceled all flights. No one is landing in Ataturk Airport or leaving from Ataturk Airport at the moment. As you said, the governor of Istanbul has announced that the number of people who were killed in this attack has risen to 28. We know that 60 people have been injured. They have been taken to hospitals in the area. At least 23 ambulances were at the scene. And I have to say, still, we are seeing a lot of ambulances come and go here on the roads close to the airport. It's been reported that there were 3 explosions and there was gunfire as the assailants were trying to pass the security here, the X-rays into the airport. That is when the police engaged in gunfire with them, and that is when they blew themselves up and these attacks took place. It's not clear who is responsible for this attack so far. Elaine?
And Mihal, you said you're having a hard time getting into the airport proper. Roads are blocked off. Had there been any kind of warnings? I know there had been several bombings and attacks throughout Turkey within the last several months. Have there been any sort of warnings that something like this could happen?
Not by Turkish officials, no. This was not expected, and certainly not expected now in the month of Ramadan, in such an important, significant location in Ataturk Airport. There were no reports by the Turkish government or no warnings that this kind of attack may happen. But, of course, there were previous warnings from other foreign representatives, like the U.S. consulate had warned U.S. citizens before. Not clear whether there was a warning very soon to this attack. However, there were some warnings in the previous months before the attacks took place, before the previous attacks, and we've had several attacks, as you mentioned, terrorist attacks take place in Turkey over the last 12 months. We've seen more than 6 attacks take place, 2 of them in Istanbul, 2 of them in the capital, Ankara. So this is becoming a terrifying situation for people, for the locals here in Turkey, but also for, of course, a lot of the tourists who are coming to visit Turkey. Already some of the bombings had taken place in some touristic locations. The one in Istanbul had been in a touristic location before, 2 of them both, the one in Taksim, but also the one near Sultanahmet. So basically, it's a very scary situation, concerned situation, both for international foreigners who are trying to reach Turkey as they were coming to Istanbul Ataturk Airport, which is a major airport, 11th biggest in Turkey. It's 11th biggest in the world. So it's a very significant location, Elaine.
And that being said, Mihal, this is sort of the crossroads between East and West, an international airport where you see people from all over the world. Very quickly, talk to us about the security at this airport. I imagine after the recent bombings there, it's been very tight there.
Yes, it's one of the airports that has always been very tightly secured, and that is why I think they were able to prevent it from being a much larger, massive attack, because they were not able to reach the inside of the airport. Before you can enter the airport, already there is a security check for cars. They check the cars, and they are not allowed to pass it, according to police. But of course, there are instances when they're allowed to pass. But then once you get to the airport, there is an X-ray checking point. You check the first one, and then once you get inside, there's another check. So it's basically one of those airports where you've seen a lot of security. So that's why they've had to blow themselves up before they can actually enter the airport. If they could have entered into the gate, I think it could have been a much worse situation.
All right, CCTV's Mihal Bardavid live for us in Istanbul, getting to the airport there.